guys, welcome back to our channel. Today we're going to be talking about a topic that affects millions of people worldwide. Herpes. Yes, that's right, herpes, the gift that keeps on giving. It's a sexually transmitted infection that can cause a lot of physical and emotional discomfort, but unfortunately, it's still stigmatized and not talked about enough. So we're going to break down the facts and debunk some myths. Let's get started. First things first, let's talk about what herpes actually is. Herpes is a viral infection that can affect the mouth and or genitals. There are two types of herpes viruses, HSV-1 and HSV-2. HSV-1 is typically associated with cold sores around the mouth, while HSV-2 is usually associated with genital herpes. However, it's important to note that either virus can cause either type of herpes. Doctor says herpes is a very common virus. In fact, it's estimated that about 67% of people under the age of 50 have HSV-1 and about 13% have HSV-2. The majority of people with herpes don't even know they have it because they may not have any symptoms or have mild symptoms that go unnoticed. So if you're sexually active, it's important to get tested regularly, even if you don't have any symptoms. And if you do have herpes, it's important to know that it's not the end of the world. Herpes is not curable, but it is manageable with medication and lifestyle changes. Some lifestyle changes that can help manage herpes include eating a healthy diet, exercising regularly, reducing stress, getting enough sleep, and avoiding triggers like alcohol and caffeine. Now let's talk about the emotional impact of herpes. It's understandable to feel upset or overwhelmed when you first receive a herpes diagnosis. But it's important to remember that you're not alone and that it's possible to have a fulfilling sex life with herpes. One of our viewers, Sarah, shared her story with us. She was diagnosed with genital herpes at 23 and initially felt ashamed and afraid to tell her partners. But after doing some research and reaching out to support groups, she learned that herpes doesn't define her and that there are many people living with herpes who have fulfilling relationships. It's important to remember that herpes is a common virus, and it doesn't mean that someone is promiscuous or dirty. It's a virus like any other, and it can be transmitted through skin-to-skin contact during sexual activity. However, it's also important to disclose your status to your partners so that they can make an informed decision about their sexual health. Disclosure can be a difficult conversation to have, but it's necessary. And remember, you don't have to disclose your status to everyone you meet. It's a personal decision, and you should disclose when you feel comfortable and when you're ready to have sex. Some tips for disclosure include having the conversation in a private and comfortable setting, being honest and upfront about your status, and being prepared to answer any questions your partner may have from potential partners, but that ultimately, disclosing his status has allowed him to have more meaningful relationships based on trust and honesty. It's important to remember that while herpes is not curable, it is manageable with medication. Antiviral medication can reduce the frequency and severity of outbreaks, and can also reduce the risk of transmitting the virus to your partners. In addition to medication, there are also some tips for managing outbreaks. These include keeping the affected area clean and dry, wearing loose-fitting clothing, avoiding sexual activity during outbreaks, and taking over-the-counter pain relievers. We also received a message from another viewer, Jane, who shared her experience with managing herpes during pregnancy. She said that she was initially scared and worried about passing the virus to her baby, but with the help of her doctor, she was able to have a healthy and successful pregnancy. It's important for pregnant women with herpes to work closely with their doctors to manage their symptoms and reduce the risk of transmitting the virus to their babies. In some cases, antiviral medication may be prescribed to help prevent outbreaks during pregnancy. And it's also important to note that while herpes can be transmitted during childbirth, the risk can be reduced with proper medical management. Now, let's talk about support resources for people living with herpes. There are many online support groups and forums where you can connect with others who are going through similar experiences. And there are also professional counselors and therapists who can help you work through any emotional or psychological challenges. It's important to remember that seeking professional help is not a sign of weakness. It takes strength and courage to reach out for support, and it can make a big difference in your overall well-being. And speaking of well-being, it's important to take care of yourself. In conclusion, herpes is a common and manageable virus that affects millions of people worldwide. While the stigma surrounding herpes can make it difficult for people to disclose their status and seek support, it's important to remember that you are not alone. There are resources and support available to help you manage your symptoms and maintain healthy relationships. If you think you might have herpes, it's important to get tested and speak with a medical professional. Remember that herpes is not a death sentence, and with proper management, you can lead a happy and fulfilling life. Thank you for watching this video. and we hope that it has been informative and helpful. If you have any questions or would like to share your own experience, please leave a comment below. And as always, don't forget to like and subscribe for more informative videos.